G'day everyone. What we're going to be having a look at in this next lot of videos is compound interest. Now, there's a big difference between simple and compound interest, and there's a couple of main ones. So when we're looking at simple interest, it calculates interest once for the term of the simple interest thing. Compound interest will actually calculate the interest every set period of time, add it to the principal, and then you'll use that amount to calculate the next set of interest again, and so on and so forth. So the more often that compound interest compounds, is what we call it, the more amount of interest you get paid, and the quicker your amount of money will grow. Now, when it comes to compound interest, is a compound interest formula. To keep it in theme with how we do simple interest, the formula I use is slightly different to what is in the book. Okay, so what we look at is the compound interest formula is amount equals the principal outside of 1 plus R over K multiplied by 100, close the bracket, and it's raised to the power of K multiplied by T. So this is known as the compound interest formula. You'll notice there's some new stuff in here that you might be sure of. So just to run through it, remember your A is your amount, and it is actually your principal plus your interest. So the compound interest formula actually figures out your total at the end, not just the interest at the end. So that's another way it's different to simple interest. Your R is your rate as a percentage. Now K, we call it the number of rests. Now really, that doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. When we say the number of rests, we mean how many times is it compounded per year. So if it says compounded monthly, that would mean there's 12 months a year, that would be 12 rests. If it says compounded daily, there's 365 days a year, so that would be 365 rests, and that would be what K is equal to. And T, same thing, is time in years. So sometimes, yes, we need to use fractions for T again as well. So knowing this particular formula, we can have a look at a couple of questions. So if we have a look at this one, we're going to use a compound interest formula to find the amount and interest earned when $6,200 is invested at 7.5% interest with monthly rest for 4 years. Like with simple interest, first you've got to figure out which type of interest it is. You notice that with a lot of these questions, it has the word compound in it, or compounded. Okay? That gives you a really big clue, it's compound interest. Now, write down your formula. Fill it in. So A is the thing we're looking for. We started with 6,200. Our rate is 7.5. And time is 4 years. So we can fill that formula in. 6,200 1 plus 7.5 over. Now, sorry, I haven't written down what K equals. In this question, it doesn't say how often it's monthly rest, so K will be equal to 12. Oh, that's interesting. times by 4. with these type of questions, it's a lot of calculator work. You cannot do it without a calculator. Now, if you can't type this in your calculator, you really need to go and talk to your teacher. But at 6200, open the brackets up. You then hit 1 plus, hit the fraction button, 7.5 over 12 times 100. Hit the right arrow so that you get off the fraction and close the brackets. Then you need to hit the power button, which is X with a little box, and type in 12 times 4. And when you do all that, you get 8,361.31. If you had a problem getting that answer, you need to really go and talk to a teacher about how to type stuff into a calculator. So, a lot of people would have stopped now and gone, yes, I figured out the amount, brilliant. Always, always, always go back and read the question again. So use the compound interest formula to find the amount and interest earned. It's asked us to do two things. Okay? It's asked us to find amount. The second thing it's asked us to do is interest earned. So we need to figure that out. So we know what the amount, and we know that amount equals principal plus interest. So we want interest. We just do the amount and we take away the principal. So in this case, the amount is 8361.31, and we're going to take away the principal, which is 6,200. And if we do that, we get $2,161.31.